Hey everyone, just thought I'd do a quick live again tonight, just to have a chat to you guys about 5G and what's happening around Australia at the moment, and just to let you know some of the things that we've been putting up today. So, done a couple of posts through onto the YouTube channel today. One of them was in regards to the RFNSA websites. The RFNSA website's the one that shows you where all the towers are in Melbourne. Put up a post about that, just letting you know where they are and how to find them, as well as that it shows you how to click through and check that whether they're 3G, 4G or 5G. So it's definitely worth having a look there. It talks about the consultation process as well. Myself, I don't think there's a proper consultation process happening. We're going to start talking to people that live near these towers to see if they were consulted properly or not. My gut feeling is that there hasn't been proper consultations at all. So that could be part of what we're doing with our class action as well. It is three-pronged. So we will definitely be getting on top of that. Hey, Sienna, hope you're doing well. Now, on top of that, so we put up also another post in regards to the unions. So had a look today at what's happening out there in regards to OH&S. So occupational health and safety, workplace safety. Now, the levels on these EMFs that go into workplaces have been set, but they've been set by APANSA back in 2002. Now, that's 18 years ago, and technology has changed a lot since then. I feel like the standards should have changed. Like 2002, you got 18 years of science. We've got 1,600 plus peer-reviewed studies saying that this is not safe. And yet we're looking back at 2002 for our standards and our regulation. In Victoria, there actually is no regulator. So there is no regulator in Victoria for radiation, which is, I think, a huge, huge, huge problem. Every other state has a radiation regulator, so they watch and make sure that EMFs and those levels are correct. Australia does not have that. Victoria does not have that. A bit thrown out today. I'm feeling much better than I was yesterday, particularly this afternoon, feeling a lot better. So moving forwards, everything should be fine. I was talking to you guys yesterday just about the idea of when you do feel a bit down or you feel like everything's a little bit too much, make sure you're taking those big breaths, getting yourself ready, because it could be a long journey, sort of going through and working what's going to happen with this COVID-19 and everything that's out there in the world. But if you make time for yourself, do a lot of grounding exercises, do what makes you feel good. So get out and walk, do your exercise, whatever it is that helps you the most, do that, because there is a lot of information coming through. So yeah, as I say, OH&S, the union. So what I would say to people is, if you're in a workplace that's near a mobile phone tower, if it's on the roof of your workplace or if it's near a window, so if you're at eyesight or eye level with these towers, I would suggest talking to your OH&S person or talking to your unions or your workplace safety person, because what they can do is then put in an inquiry to get someone to come in. If there's no regulator in Victoria, it may be APANSA that has to come in, but I would look to get an independent evaluator to come in, a building biologist, with your union member or your workplace member or your OH&S member to check the levels of radiation in your workplace. Now, I was lucky enough today to speak to the union that looks after Cedar Meats out in Brooklyn in Victoria. Now, they're going to do an independent investigation into the radiation levels there, because what they will find is the radiation levels are high. And at this stage, it hasn't been tested by a independent watchdog. I went out there and tested myself, and that's what made me decide to ring and speak to their union. So it's the Meat Workers Union or whatever it's called. They're going to go out to Cedar Meats, and they're going to do independent testing to see what their radiation levels are. So for me, that's a huge win, because if they come back and say these levels are high, we can call bullshit on what's been happening with people getting sick over there. So watch this space, because that will happen over the next few days. They're going to go out there and have a look. On top of that, any workplace where you are. So I just saw Darwood said, I work at Broadmeadows Shopping Centre. Looks like the worst place to work with all these towers and now the car park testing facility. 100%. Like, I would be saying to your workplace at Broadmeadows, do you have the occupational health and safety people? Go to the retail union. You'll have a union for retailers, and say to them, we want to get testing done on the EMF levels here, because when they do that testing, I'm sure they're going to find that it's much higher than what the building biology people think it should be. Don't let them get an Panzer rep to go out and do it. Get someone independent to do it. So the other thing I found with these checking today, looking through Apanza and those sites, is there's a site called ACMA, which is independent. It's a government-run watchdog as well for where these towers and things get put. So ACMA on their site says there has to be correct community consultation with each and every single one of these that gets put up. Now, I would strongly suggest that you talk to people around the towers. If you live near a tower yourself and you weren't consulted, the fines are $250,000 to the telco for no consultation. If we get 50 or 100 of us doing these investigations, we can charge them millions of dollars to say you never consulted us about these towers going up, take them down, or continue to pay us for it. So let's keep an eye out, keep watching, and know that you can make a big difference by doing these things. Now, the other thing we did today is on our Worldwide Unified Peaceful Action Against 5G, the Facebook site. Myself, Leonie, and Chantel had a bit of a chat, and that was really about mental health, looking after yourself, how hard this is and how big the journey is. So more and more people can have a look and see that everyone's struggling along. It's not like we're all warriors and we don't struggle. The biggest thing to do is to look inside yourself and realize that this, as I say, isn't going to go on forever, and that you can, make a big difference with little actions. Little actions multiplied out to thousands of people, to millions of people, makes a huge difference in the world. So you can all be modern day Aaron Brockoviches and make a huge difference here. Now, interestingly as well, yesterday the YouTube live that I put up was put onto our Facebook page, and Facebook censored it and took it down. So I wouldn't be surprised if at some stage YouTube gets me taken off or whatever else, because I'm talking about the truth about how dangerous 5G is. I wouldn't be surprised to see it disappear altogether. But, for now I'm here. We're on zamamo.com. As I say, that's $7 a month or $70 for a year to subscribe, and censorship free there. So once we get our app launched as well, we're looking to get an app launched that will be easy to use. We'll have live videos and streaming happening there too. So it's not going to be a long live tonight. Tomorrow we've got some stuff happening as well. We'll be posting a lot of posts through onto the Facebook site. I'll just have a look now and tell you what those posts are going to be so you have a head start. So tomorrow, coming up Facebook site, we're doing, let's have a look at our schedule. So I schedule it all out. The team works really well. I'm not much of a scheduler. I'm more about doing things by, the seat of my pants, doing it quickly and getting it done. My team, Leonie and Chantel, they like to schedule, which I actually think is a really good way to do it. I just struggle with it because I like to do things bang, bang, spontaneous. So tomorrow, what do we got tonight? There's a post at 9:30, so coming up soon, about blanket radiation. So I was talking about the fact that we're going to have, our globe's going to be radiated. So we're going to have towers on every part of the globe and satellites as well. So we're going to be covered in electrosmog. Then at 11 o'clock, we're going to talk about at what cost are we doing all this for. And then tomorrow, we've got posts going up tomorrow as well about the race against time versus the cost. A health check, so we want to check that everyone's doing really well, and then we'll do a live video again tomorrow night. So lots of stuff coming up. Just having a look here, Darwood says, what is the next step after letters? Will we hold further protests? Is there something planned for their silence? Yeah, so we sent the letters off for the cease and desist, then we sent the acquiescence of silence, which means because they didn't do any replies, that we can go ahead now and basically take down these towers because they haven't done anything about it or answered to us. They gave us zero respect. They did nothing to help. They didn't listen to the members of the public. As I was saying, another time we did a petition through Parliament, which Bob Katter has with him as well. So hopefully he'll keep on taking up that fight against the politicians to say we need to get this stopped. Now we start doing our next part of our process. I don't know that I'm allowed to talk about it. I think it's happening tomorrow. If we can get it launched tomorrow, I'll come on here tomorrow night with a huge announcement, okay? So keep an eye out. Keep subscribing. Please go and share this as far as you can. And we'll keep doing the hard yards to make sure we get this 5G network stopped. Okay, peace.